Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, or wherever this is gonna find you. Baby, it's Friday the 13th. I don't know what significance that has in the month of March. I don't know if that's just a Halloween thing that we need to be aware of. If like Friday the 13th in the fall is more important than Friday the 13th in March. That's for those that are interested in scary movies to figure out. It's not my business. But if you subscribe to that, I don't know if today's a big day for you or not. I want to just spend some time with it if it is. We are going to talk about regular life things today. Just basic regular life things. And this theme came up 2 or 3 times within the last 12 hours with my friends. And so I encourage you to think of like the random regular life thing that you either have to do this weekend or that's coming up next week or in the future. Just something that you're like, okay, I guess. Wait until you hear the one that my friend Allie at 33 years old has to do today. It made me giggle so hard when she and I were voice noting about it. So we'll get to that. I encourage you to think about it and also comment below. Send me a DM, send me a voice note on Instagram at the Tiff 2Fs Potter like the wizard. I'd love to hear your voice. Okay. Before we get there, first and foremost, I got to check in on you. Usually we do this just about every day right around this time. How are you? What's going on in your world? What are you looking forward to this weekend? What's top of mind? What's top of feed? What's coming up in the group text? Anything that you want to share? Anything that is sitting with you that's uncomfortable or fun or excited? Whatever. You come as you are on this show, and hopefully we can help you get to either a better place or remain in that high vibration place. Whatever works. This weekend, I might go camping. Yeah. My boyfriend is obsessed with camping. And we have spent all of this winter watching Luke from the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel. And actually, I do have to shout out Luke because the show is incredible. And it also has given me the push and the inspiration, I should say, to start my own YouTube channel. So I do have to give up a lot to Luke, but we have spent a lot of time watching the Outdoor Boys channel. And I love when people are obsessed with something. I love hearing about people's hobbies. If you catch me in the checkout line at Kroger with a thing full of groceries and it is a hobby of yours, and I'd be like, let's talk more about this in the parking lot. I want to know more. I end up hearing a lot about complete strangers' lives. But he's obsessed. When you have someone in your life that's obsessed with camping and also obsessed with Amazon, there are a lot of packages being delivered to his house for this. And I'm the type of person where I'm like, I don't really need much to get it started. Like, we're in the Tiff in the this morning headquarters here. I soundproof this. I have a flannel shirt on and a microphone with a camera. Like, bare minimum to get it going. He's someone that's like, well, let's prepare, let's buy, let's keep it going, let's get everything we need. I'm like, okay, like, sure, we could probably maybe need that water thing where you put the bag of water in a stream and it filters it, and then we have drinking water. Yeah, we could need that at East Fork Lake, or we could probably just bring a couple of bottles and be all right, but whatever. And I've learned about it all. We have the hot stove. We have the hot tent. At any given point in that man's Amazon cart is about $1,000 worth of things that I deem unnecessary, but I still have full support for. I'm like, okay, sure. Like, we might tent camp or we might hammock camp. We are prepared for both. And then he's like, well, why don't we get like the warm things that go around the hammocks? And I'm like, we could just stay at a hotel, but sure. No, I'm kidding. I love being in nature, and I love that he's super excited about it. And like I said, anyone that is excited for something, whatever it is in their life, I am so down to ride. I don't know what that's called, but I love being excited for people who are excited about something. I find so much silly joy in it. So I might be camping on Saturday. No idea. We could be prepared to be out there for 65 days. I might be doing the show live from the woods on Monday, even though we are only probably going for one night. And I don't even know if we will, because it is kind of on the rainy side, so the ground is wet, but we could hammock camp. So we're prepared either way. Before we go any further, I want to say good morning to a few of our new listeners before I get to our returners. We might have Marshall, who's brand new here. Dave is brand new here. And a few others that I met up in Wilmington. I had a job in Wilmington yesterday, and it was such a silly time. And I loved it, and it was good. It was good food, good conversation. I can't really say much about it, but if you were there, you would know, and I hope to have you in our This Morning community and family. So good morning to you. And a good morning to some of our returning listeners like Karen. I also met a Karen up there yesterday, Karen and Sharon, mother-daughter combo. Loved that. Taylor is brand new maybe to the show. Good morning to you. She came by herself yesterday to the event, and you know, as the solo queen of Cincy, I always can spot a solo gal, and I always can spot someone and support someone that puts themselves out there. So appreciate you. A good morning to Josh, a good morning to Dee, a good morning to Steve, a good morning to all of our This Morning community members. I appreciate you stopping by. And we are live from the This Morning headquarters in the sound booth this morning. I've been testing out different times of day to put this show out. Typically it comes out at 8 a.m. So I do appreciate your patience if you're a regular listener and you're like, where's the episode? I also do appreciate your patience on some of the quality. I'm a one solo gal show, and the technical side of doing this is somewhat new to me. So as I bring audio into the picture or video into the picture and continue down audio, I have noticed some dips in quality here and there. And all I have to say to that is I appreciate you coming with me on the journey from the beginning to wherever it may take us. So thank you. And I'm the type of person that oh my God, we cannot talk right now. I'm the type of person that if I don't have all of my ducks in a row, I will overthink, and then never do it. So in this season and chapter of my life, I'm trying my best to just work with what I have and to show up. So I hope that encourages you to do the same, and know that you are more than welcome to show up however you are on the show. Okay, let's talk about the regular random life things. We'll start off with my good friend Allie Martin. She posted on social media about a week ago that she had let her driver's license expire at 33 years old. And she, too, is a fellow neurodivergent. So you may ask yourself, why would one do that? And it's just something in our brains as neurodivergents. And she had to not only, retake a photo, she had to retake the written test and the physical driving test at 33 years old. She had to drive, I saw her, she was like, Tiff, this is ridiculous. She had to drive through the cones, parallel park. I don't actually know if she had to parallel park, but you had to turn right, turn left, reverse. She's like, I feel insane. At 33, I had to take my driver's test again. She also is going to have to take her motorcycles test again as well, because she has a license and that one relapsed. She was so mad at herself. But it had me giggling, of course, reflecting back on when I took my driver's test. Couldn't even tell you what questions were on there. But I do remember pulling up to the physical test itself. And because my dad is a Potter, and I am as well, our last name is Potter, we always come prepared. And I remember, the one thing I remember outside of him paying for it for me is when I pulled around and I was leaving, to go on the driver's test. We had this big van, one that you probably could camp in, by the way. And he pulled out a lawn chair and was sitting in the sun at the driver's test in the lawn chair. That's my dad for you. And it made me giggle. So I encourage you to reflect back on your driver's license, whether it be a motorcycle's license or a CDL or the classic driver's license. Another text message I got from my girlfriend that she's getting into this weekend, a part of the regular life stuff. Let me preface this. We were supposed to get coffee, and Kim texted me and said, so I'm supposed to go to a jury duty thing at 10 a.m., but I think it'll only last about an hour. Do you want to get coffee around 11:30? And I said, sure, hit me up when you get out. She texted me at 10 o'clock this morning and says, oh my God, this jury duty situation is way more insane than I expected. There are like 5 million people here, and I feel like I'm going to be here way longer than I expected. What a nightmare. Let's reschedule because I might be here all day. And I said, wait a minute, were you summoned for jury duty? And she said, yeah. And I'm like, girl, okay, first of all, that's not a jury duty thing. Like, it's not a thing. It's like a thing. Like, you have to sign in and like be like, yeah, I'll be there. You have to prepare. I was summoned in January. Do you remember this whole thing? You have to bring like a computer, a book, a sandwich. You don't know how long you could be there. She said, it is a show here, and I have to sit through an orientation. I'm like, yeah, girl, you're about to lock the in for like 2 weeks. I was summoned for 2 weeks. Now, granted, I went for the day. They dismissed me after orientation. I think it's because I know a cop pretty well. I have no idea. I actually have no idea. And then I had to check every night of that week to see if I was brought back, and they eventually released me. But that made me giggle. Like, are we not just a bunch of gals these days? Driver's license, jury duty, and what else? You fill in that third blank. While you're thinking, I'm going to play some voice notes from the show this week. Good morning to Josh.
Hey, Tiff from the Cold Beer Guy. Happy Friday. Hope you have a great weekend. And are you going to enter the goat calling contest?
Josh, thank you so much for leaving me a voice note. I did not enter the goat calling competition last week. I was a judge for that one, but a happy Friday to you.
Hey, Tiff. Good morning from the Cold Beer Guy. I feel the same way. It's 1:32 in the morning on my way to work. When I could be working at Sharon Woods or somewhere else, I was walking around the park the other day thinking the same thing. How nice would it be just to empty trash and just have a peaceful day, a regular 9 to 5 outside working at the park. Such a beautiful place. And my buddy, he's going through the same thing with the job loss thing, and it's pretty similar to yours. I've talked about him before, I think, to you. His name's Sean. He was a drummer for Breaking Benjamin, and now he's getting used to trying to find a regular job. He's actually selling cars at Beachmont Ford. Went from touring the world to selling cars. So his story is kind of similar to yours, and he's trying to find a normal in that. But yeah, Tiff, have a good morning and a good day. And I like the new video version on Spotify, watching you at the park. That was pretty cool.
Well, thank you, Josh.
All right, bye, Tiff.
Goodbye, good morning, good luck, have a good day. Thank you for the voice note. I haven't quite figured out how to get voice notes onto camera yet, so thank you for just growing with me on that one. A couple of things there. Wow, did you hear what he said? His good friend went from touring the world as a musician with the band Breaking Benjamin to now selling cars at the Beachmont Ford. You know, earlier this week I was talking about job transition. I don't want to say I'm unemployed. I'm starting to shift from that mentality. I'm an entrepreneur and business owner, but I was going through a little bit of a struggle this week with my brain, my body. Like, things just don't feel things don't feel like they used to for me, you know? And that's just a part of evolution, growth, and change, right? And I really appreciate you sharing that example. Wow, imagine touring the world to selling cars at the Beachmont Ford. Nothing wrong. I think that's just an excellent way to zoom out on what was and what you're becoming, what's next, you know? And I have to remind myself that transition seasons are just transition seasons. I mean, the This Morning headquarters is in my apartment, but maybe one day we'll have a big studio and you can come in and sit and watch live. Oh my God, like an Oprah situation. Wouldn't that be sick? I should do that. But thank you for that encouragement. And thank you for watching the new video versions. I was live from Beach Acres earlier in the week, or maybe, yeah, I think it was earlier this week, enjoying some of the sunshine. And I looked at this guy who was working there, definitely retired, had gray hair in a ponytail, high-vis green yellow jacket, emptying trash, driving around that like John Deere tractor, hair pony blowing in the wind, having the best day. And I'm like, life can't be that bad. Okay, we'll leave it here for now. As always, I appreciate you stopping by, spending whatever amount of time with this show. If it is you and I, excellent. Maybe you send this link to a friend. If you resonated with anything that I said, maybe what that random regular life thing that made you giggle that you have to do, send me a DM or a voice note at the Tiff, 2Fs Potter like the wizard. You can always subscribe to whatever platform it is that you're watching or text this link to a friend, and I'll see you right back here on Monday. As always, thanks for stopping by, and thank you for inviting me into your life and to the places that you love. I really appreciate that.